Before I take you through the process of what transpired in court yesterday, let me give you this analogy and then explain some things to you, because I need to bring you from history to this time. What I mean by history is from the point of kidnapping Mazi and Kanu to this time, so that you can understand how we got here and what the situation is about and what we need to do next if we must really get on and succeed as a people or as a nation that Chukwukike has given to us. Because the reason why the nation of Biafra has been delayed right now is not because Chukwukike doesn't want to give it to us, but because we are just firing ourselves on the foot. We're shooting ourselves on the foot. Many of us are committing criminality, carrying out so many evils that is affecting us today, just like what happened to the Bible days Israel. For 40 days they were supposed to get into the promised land, but they got in there within 40 years. Terrible, right? But listen, the reason why you find that when a people or an organization or a system crumbles quick when the leader is killed or the leader is attacked or brought into problems is this: the leader stands as a unifying factor or as an entity, or represents the entity, because the leader has already been able to bring the people together, fight battles within, and there's a form of loyalty around him. Now, but when you have a people who are not one, it is easy to deal with all of them when you take away their leader. In Igbo land, we have a problem of submission. We always are seeking for ourselves, seeking for what we want to gain for ourselves. We always wanting to be the ones calling the shots. We always want to be the ones who will take the decisions, who must be listened to. And because of that, we tend to, even within a system or a particular organization where there's a leader, we still are displaying this part of us that is dangerous to the sustenance of that organization or that system. That is why you see that in IPOB, you will find people later on, when they are suspended because of their attitude and behavior, they go and begin to blackmail. When something happens, they begin to, create problems to destroy. If I'm not there, let everything go down. And the crave for wealth, money, greed, all of this stuff begin to lead our people to betrayal. So even as much as Mazi Nnamdi was prominent and formidable enough to keep the people within the organization and curtail the excesses, those ones who are greedy, who want to cash into the system, who want to cash into the advantage, take advantage of the system, began to look for elsewhere and ways of using Mazi Nnamdi and the organization to make money. And so they were able to achieve that because they submitted to the Nigeria government, who is ready to play ball. And that's why we find ourselves here right now. Now, so when you have a system or a people that are not united, that are selfish, that are greedy, that have been corrupted over time by weathered situations or circumstances, or by their upbringing, or by their orientation, or whatever, as much as there's corruption within, they find it hard to be sustained when the leader is taken away. Because as soon as the leader is taken away, everyone now sees it as an opportunity to begin to fight. It becomes the survival of the fittest. They want to fight who takes control, who becomes the leader. That is what played out in IPOB. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi was taken off, everyone in the DOS, some of them want to lead. Some are supporting the other person to lead. Another is supporting the other person to lead. And someone like Simon, who is standing, somewhere and given the opportunity and told that Mazi Nnamdi said, come and play your role on Radio Biafra. He saw it also as an opportunity when he began to imagine the whole thing and saw the opportunity and saw the division within. He saw it as an opportunity to set up his own structure, because Biafrans have this greed in them. And so we see every opportunity as a means of exuding power and control so that we can make more and more for ourselves. And so that's what it played out. That's what really played out. And it has affected us until today. So the promised land, Biafra, we are supposed to have gotten, we are struggling until now. Now listen to this. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and extraordinarily renditioned, those who sold him were already jostling for position in IPOB. ESN became divided. The division led to so many things. There couldn't be a particular directive or a formidable directive coming from, the IDOS for the people to follow. You saw it play out when the issue of sit at home began, when there was going to be exams in Anambra State, and then Soludo was coming in, and there was this game. Should we vote? Should we sit at home? And before you know it, money's exchanged hands. Again, they made money and they called it off. And then other people too, like Simon and so, were talking tough. We must sit at home. We must still sit at home. Then the attention had not really come to him from the government of the contraption and the governors to see that he also begins to make his own money. Attention had not come, so he was pushing for that narrative and pushing it that hard. And so that became the problem. So IPOB itself could not be coordinated because DOS was divided. Those who had joined forces with the Nigeria contraption through the governors and politicians in Southeast or Biafra land were already playing balls with the governors and the politicians. And so the DOS was weakened, and that caused the problem that we are in today. As soon as that happened, it affected our resilience to stop the 2023 election holding in Biafra land, because DOS was compromised. They began to play politics. To cut long story short, you should understand this. Whatever happened didn't happen because the Nigeria government was successful or strong enough to happen. They happened because some people within the DOS were part of it. And these people within the DOS are people who have the power to determine whether IPOB is going to take action or not. The Nigeria government knows this. So getting those people was an advantage to them, so that they could do whatever they want to do, keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in spite of whatever anybody is saying. Does it not shock you that in spite of the call here and there, UN and all those other people talking about releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, including Afenifere talking about releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Igboho coming up, everybody who is renowned and very prominent in the system calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, does it not shock you that the Nigerian government is still keeping him? You know why? The people in IPOB who would stand when they talk tough, knowing that DOS is strong. Nigerian government knows that. They know that the DOS, even without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, could do something strong if they had the same spirit with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if they understand what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been teaching, if they understand the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had given the orders that if you don't find me, whenever you hear that I am arrested or something, shut Nigeria down, bring Nigeria down. They know that those people who have the power to command or lead the force for Nigeria to be brought down have compromised. Believe it or not, I don't want to call names, but you must know that the people you know who are tough, whose voices on the platform of DOS would have made a difference for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have been silenced with money. They have been bribed to compromise. Because the Nigeria government knows that by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's orders that bring down the Nigeria government once you don't find me, it is possible to be done. And they know those who can carry out that threat. They know those people are the DOS. So now they could treat him anyhow in court. He could be sick and nothing will happen. Nobody would call for him to be. If the DOS was not compromised, some of them there, I'm talking about some of them there now. If some of them were not compromised, those ones whose voices would have made a difference, if they were not compromised, the sickness of the illness or the sickness of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now and their orders would have made a difference. I am telling you. But because They have been sold out. They have been bought over. Nothing they say. Don't you? Are you not surprised that what they do now is just write some some press release, being defensive at all times? When somebody talks about them, they come and defend it. When somebody makes a statement, when this comes out here and that comes out there, they make statements. That's all they do. It's not shocking to you that no formidable force can come out of the DOS. It's not shocking to you. Now, why you saw what was played out in court yesterday, the people who compromised or who have compromised they have already told the Nigeria government they can go ahead with whatever they want to do. Nigeria government could go ahead even without them telling them. They can go ahead to do whatever they want to do, because you know why? They know that these other guys are on their payroll, and so as much as they keep giving them the monies, they would pretend not to be doing anything. All they need to be doing is to write press releases, just release statements on social media, and keep telling Biafrans to know that they are following the case seriously, and the Nigeria government must release Mazi and Kanu. For a group like IPOB that is formidable and strong, should the organization be depending on the enemy to give them justice? IPOB is a movement for freedom. There are other ways we would have dealt with the situation. I'm not talking about carrying AK-47 and going around and shooting and killing people and killing soldiers. No, that is counterproductive. All this nonsense that they are doing is counterproductive. They are only helping to indict Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. That is what the politicians have told them to do. The politicians have told them to carry out arms, cause insecurity, and all of that would make the system very turbulent and under tension. And because of that tension, people would say it is because of Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu's criminality and the things that he's doing that is keeping him. Does it not surprise you that some people who were in IPOB and still in IPOB are making statements that are very sensitive to make sure that Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu is kept there? Some of them who have gone out of IPOB right now, whether they had one issue with Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu or not, does it not surprise you that now they were so restless towards the time before the period of the court case on Friday, yesterday, 26th of September 2025. They were making statements, saying so many things, and calling for Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu to be kept there, not to come out. Does it not surprise you? If you are true, why would you call for Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu to be kept there, no matter the difference you have with him? They cannot tell you whatever he had done, whether he has stolen money somewhere and all of that. All they can tell you is that he's causing insecurity. Now, let's just assume that he's causing insecurity. You were part of the system that was pushing for the freedom, and you now feel that the activities were problematic to the system and structure. Does it now justify the action you are carrying out right now, or the behavior you are portraying right now, telling the Nigeria government not to release Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu? Does it justify it? Ask yourself this question, some of you who are following these people. What would make someone so angry towards Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu to call the Nigeria government to keep him there, when you know that what he is fighting for is what we all need, even if your own tactics is different, even if you think that he is making mistakes and he's supposed to do it differently? Is that enough to call for the Nigeria government to keep him in jail? That tells you simple, very, very simple, in simple words, or for simple form of understanding, the only reason why they are calling for Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu to remain there is because they are part of those who took money to keep him there. His coming out would reveal and expose them, because when Mazi and Nnamdi comes out, the truth will come out. You must know this. So when you find people on social media fighting against him to come out, what will make did he kill any of, has he taken anybody's wife? Did he kill any of their children or family members, or has he harmed them? He gave them opportunity on the platform of IPOB, and for whatever reason they decided to leave, and they're calling for the enemy that they know is keeping the whole of Biafra in subjugation, stealing our resources and destroying the lives of our young men, harvesting organs, killing our women, raping them, maiming our children, causing destructions of communities, their soldiers, constituting nuisance, raping our people, taking their resources, extorting them, and on all the so-called roadblocks. They know all of this. They know all of this. They know that the Nigeria contraption is causing pain, has caused the death of so many of our people from 1967. Before that anyways. Killing our people until death. Yet, they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is standing against that. But they are calling that he remains in the hands of those who have really caused. What would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do that would equate what Nigeria has done to us? What has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu done to you that equates what Nigeria has done to us? That you want him to be under Nigeria, locked up by these people whose grievous offense against Biafra nation cannot be quantified to anything. What will make you call for them to keep the person who is seeking for the freedom that you claim you are seeking for, no matter your differences? That tells you something. They don't want something to be revealed. There is something they are hiding. They don't want you to know. Not for Mazi Nnamdi. It's not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be there because of what he has done. No. There is something they are hiding. They don't want you to know because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out would reveal that. And two, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out will silence them. Will silence them. They will be irrelevant on media. They will be irrelevant making money from social media. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also will silence them and expose them. They know that the coming out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would expose them. So today you see Nigeria government keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. It's not because they are too powerful, but because those who would have taken action, whom they know that control IPOB or determine what happens, are under their payroll. Forget about whatever thing they are doing, coming out to talk on Radio Biafra and do all they are doing. They know that these ones are just chickens. They cannot do anything. They know. And so they have decided to take any action against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody can talk. See how we rant on social media. We talk, we post so many things, we demand he must be released. If he's not released, they know that all the threats we are making depends on few people on the DOS who can take action or call for that action. And they know that those people are under their payroll. So they know that all the threats that Biafrans can make constitutes to nothing because those who will enforce them are part of them, are part of the Nigeria contraption, are working for them. So how would you tell me that they were going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because they know that everything we are doing, we are depending on some people to fight for us. And the people we are depending on are people who are on the DOS. Some of them have left. Are some of the high-ranking officers that have left. And so if they have left, the other people are vulnerable. If some of them are still there and being dormant and playing the ball on behalf of the Nigerian government, there is nothing we can do. They know that. So whatever you and I say on social media does not matter. What matters is that those who will carry out what we say are working for them. That is the situation and where we are now. And you must understand that what we should do now is to change tactics. I tell you, IPOB is not reliant on these people. Some of them left and the DOS is still there, right? IPOB is still there. But some of them are still there and nothing is happening. For 4 years, nothing is happening. Does that not tell you that it is high time you left them and we decide to form a formidable force or an emergency committee or emergency force under IPOB or solution group under IPOB, call it solution group, Biafra solution group, Biafra rescue group, IPOB rescue group. All of us, without anybody fronting as leaders or any people fronting as leaders or deciding to take decision on our behalf, where the vote of every one of us would be what determines the action we take. You'll see that the government will be afraid. They'll release Mazi Nnamdi very quickly. And so many other things I can't mention here. There are some things we should do that will give us the result, but we are playing to the gallery. We are misbehaving. We are still holding on to a structural. As long as Mazi Nnamdi is not there, there is a need for improvisation. See, those of you, I just pity us because we don't reason properly, and it's so painful. I'm not saying it because I want to spite you or insult you. No. You can't just maintain a pattern and keep maintaining it. The leader is not there. If he was there, we would have reasoned with him and talked with him. And there will be no need for this rescue situation. But now he's not there. And he's in trouble. And he expects us to think and reason very far and wide. He expects us to change the narrative and deal with situation by coming with strategies that will help. Now, what we should be doing now is not to maintain the status quo where they come to Radio Biafra to talk and people come and talk. No, it is not. The status quo does not work now. What is required of us now is to take action differently from the norm, because every unique situation requires unique approach to dealing with it. Every unique situation requires unique approach. The place where we are now, for 4 years, the DOS and others have not been able to do anything. The people holding Mazi Nnamdi are brutal, are deadly. They want him dead. The people who compromised from IPOB, now working for the Nigerian government, are also deadly and brutal. The people who joined forces to help them kidnap him and rendition him are deadly and brutal. We must take action. We need a force now as never before. All this water and all these killing military men will not work for you. It will help to sustain the killing of our young men, raping of our women, destruction of our communities. That is what it will do. All this noise that these boys are doing, making in the bush, will not work for us. I don't see the reason why any reasonable Biafra will sit right now and all they are doing is to watch or open one post or the other of some people who are claiming to be fighting for Biafra for them, and listen to their post or read their post and be happy and jubilating, telling you that water, they have done this, they have done that. For God's sake. And then there's one they put on social media, on X especially, that wrote ROZ, whether it's Butuza or whoever it is. And that person will come and write as if he's in charge of Biafra land, yet the military are still in control. Checkpoints, everything. The person will write as if everything is under his control. And you will see people who claim to be reasonable will be telling him, our great man, our commander, ride on. Are we this daft? What is going on? Somebody will just come on social media because they are receiving your money. You are giving them contributions. They have to make a point to continue to receive your money. That's what they are doing. They are content creators, as Simon said. They are creating content so that you will be happy and keep bringing your money. That's all. You can't have somebody post something and you know that the reality, or some of you, is it that you don't receive information from Biafra land? The reality on ground is that things are getting bad. The Nigeria contraption is in control, in charge of Biafra land. Nothing is happening. And yet we are allowing these people to deceive us on social media. Someone is calling himself deputy prime minister. They have two. The other one is telling you that he's in the bush, he's doing this, he knows, he has this, reporters come to him that this, but people should not worry that he's doing this, he's carrying out action, his men are this, blah, 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 and you are falling for it. When you know that even in your village, they cannot come there anyhow. When you know that the military keep invading our land, they still have the power to be at checkpoints, the major roads. So if these people are claiming that they have control, why come Nigeria contraption would have its military at checkpoints, yet nothing can happen to them? Because if they truly want to target those people from the bush, they can target them. They can, if they are well organized, they can have snipers from inside the bush. They can target those military people on the checkpoints and bring them down one after the other. But nothing happens. Those people stay there, extort money from people. They stay there, take monies from commercial drivers and private drivers, and they search our boys, take the ones they want to take, kill them, kidnap the ones they want to kidnap, harvest the organs of the ones they want to harvest, and all of that. They are committing atrocities on our land, and you are just sitting down there shouting and hailing people. Oh, our commander, oh, our this, oh, our ROZ. My God, please, it's time we change tactics. Mazi Nnamdi today is still in detention. Yesterday, 26th of September 2025, which was Friday, he was denied the no case submission because we are negligent, because we are allowing things get out of hand, because we are messing ourselves up. It is high time we took steps, concrete steps, to pressure the Nigeria contraption. There are some things I will not say here, but if we had a formidable team, the other time we began it with the accountability and transparency group, and suddenly everything was just going. I know that when good things want to come, we see the devil will come with strategies to fight it and cause confusion. And the confusion was what led to the standstill. Because what really happened was surprising to me. Things that should be done just normally were taken out of hand. Insisting that the right thing be done. When we began, first, some people came. They want to be leaders. They want to lead the group. They are the only ones, the only ones that can talk to ESN. Mazi Nnamdi has said nobody should have link to ESN. So you that is telling us that, why are you having link to ESN? And you are telling us to reach ESN through you. Something is wrong there. And then they did all they did to try to make sure that they take over as leaders. The group refused. The next thing that happens again is there's a decision to be taken. The group takes a decision. Somebody says, no, the group's decision cannot stand. It must be done the way he's saying. And I am standing, I said, no, let's follow the decision of the group. That's all. That's all. And before you know, it's this side talk here, that talk here, that talk here, and all of that. And hey, we cannot work with him. He is this, he is that, blah, blah, and all of that. And of course, there's always room for arguments. It's normal everywhere. We are human beings. But it shouldn't be the reason why you should destroy what you know is nice. If you really have a pure heart, you can't destroy what you know you believe in. No matter who is involved. You see, no matter who is involved, there is no way I would have, even if the accountability and transparency group tells me they want to suspend me, I will go on that suspension and along the line talk to people, reconcile with everybody, and make sure that, okay, what is our difference? Let's settle it. Because my eyes is on the ball. What very beautiful plan we have. But today it is standing still because of personal ego and pride. Why would he tell me this? Why would he say that? He is disrespectful. He is this. Well, when there's an argument, sometimes people will disrespect you. That doesn't justify the disrespect. And I remember when I talk harshly sometimes, I still apologize. You know why? Because I know that in the place of argument and anger, because what is on the mind is we have to do this thing right. It is good for us to be in-house and fight it out and then come out and smile to people and get it right so that the outside world will see. And that is the problem we have in Biafra land. Nobody wants to stoop. Nobody wants to come low and take the nonsense and accept their wrong. Nobody. Why would he counter me? Why? Who gave him the guts to counter me? That is the problem, the pride. That is what happened. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi suspends one or expels another because of their behavior, and he doesn't expel them just for nothing. They do something over and over. Suddenly, they'll go and start blackmailing him. And they want to tear down the kingdom. They want to bring down everything. This is the spirit in Biafra. That is why as soon as Mazi Nnamdi was taken, it was easy to break everybody and put everybody where they belong. Because in the first place, almost everybody, we have this arrogance and pride. We don't want to submit. And so, as soon as Mazi Nnamdi is taken up, we already have cliques. We join the cliques. This one goes for that one goes for this one. We are not centered on principles. We are not focused on the ball, on the mark. But we can still come together under the umbrella of IPOB. We can call it and we can give it an emergency name, but under the umbrella of IPOB, and change the situation. Because with the norm and the standard that is in play now, my brothers and sisters, with our own eyes, we will see Mazi Nnamdi convicted and put in jail. I'm telling you, if they don't eliminate him as they're trying to do slowly, delaying, look at the courts telling you that in 8 days the NMA should give their report or something about his health. Somebody who is, when during their political brouhaha and stupidity, you will see people will come to court with bandage on their neck, or they'll just write through their lawyers, my client, the politician, I'm talking about the Nigerian politicians, my client is sick, and they will grant them quickly to go and be treated. But in the case of Mazi Nnamdi, evidently even their own medical persons or personnel have proven that this person needs serious medical attention. Nobody is permitting it. The judge does not see it. I remember when the judge was being assigned, people would say, this case must be fast, this case must be this, this judge is going to, sentiments upon sentiments when it comes to legal issues. That is why you must rise now. It is high time we rise. And I tell you that if we don't rise, and think that we'll continue to play the normal game, every Saturday go and do fundraising, and then come on social media and shout, what, oh, it's going on, oh, if this one has been there, if Simon, who told you? Who told you all of that? Who told you all of that? God help us. Michuku Kike Abiyama, help us. Michuku Kike, help us. Michuku Kike, help us. Because we're in trouble as a people. I cry in my heart. If you love Mazi Nnamdi, drop your pride. Do away with your pride and let's start something now. Let's start something now. Whether we have been before and we separated, we have quarreled before, or something happened, do away with grievances. I don't house grievances. That's why as soon as there are issues, I made calls and all of that. Let's settle. Let's do that. Some refused my decision to settle. That's human beings for you. That's when we know true Christians, those who see, Christianity is not about title. I'm a titled Christian, of course. I can tell you that for free. I'm a titled Christian. Ordained twice ordained in the year 2000, ordained in the year 2009. 2 different ministries. Practically carried out ministry even in the grassroots level, raising up churches from grassroots. I've done lots of work in ministry, but that title means nothing. I don't know. Some people don't even know that I have such, because when I tell you, who are you, what's your name, my name is Kelechi, that's all. I must not give you a title, because title sometimes misleads, and title sometimes makes you proud, neglecting your responsibility and sitting on your high horse. Why would they talk to me? Don't they know who I am? Title is dangerous. It's good to have titles, but don't allow it go into your head. This time we drop our ego. You know what Jesus told that man? Drop your title. That young man, rich young man. Scripture. He said, drop your title. Which means give up what makes you sit on your high horse. Come take up your cross and follow me. Go and give your goods to the poor. You know what that means? When you give your goods to the poor, you will come down from your level of wealth. You will come down from your high horse. You would come down from that position, because now you are leveling yourself with the people. And don't be too big to be corrected. No matter how the correction comes, take the correction. Later, call the person, scold the person, and let you people settle this thing behind. And then, as a mature person, and then you come out freely. We move. In Biafra project, don't make people your enemies. Make the principle your governing factor for general and purposeful achievement and the pursuit of what you stand for. But our people are not disciplined. Mazi Nnamdi suspends them. They go out and start talking nonsense. No discipline. No self-control. I'll see you again.
Kelechi omema nanegi izukeme Kelechi omema nanegi izukeme. mama.